Talk to an outside billing company, whether it be ours or somebody else's. Talk to them, have an assessment, see what their principles are, see what their operating policies are, check some of their references. Make sure you know and like the people you're working with. They're handling your money. Hey, welcome back to our part 3 of our 3-part billing series. And in this part, we're going to talk about what are the most important stats and metrics that you should know about as a practice owner when having a billing team or department. Now, obviously, I'm a big fan of outsourcing your billing. I have Meg Billing Solutions. You can reach into us at www.megbusiness.com. megbusiness.com. You can go to our website, check it out. You can set up a free billing assessment. Our billing director will assess your billing state of the affairs, state of the union, and then give you a report on how it's going. Is it really good? Is it really bad? Is it fair? And then from there, you can have a dialogue and decide if you want to go to outsource billing, which we would be happy to take you. We would be honored and blessed to be your billing company. We don't go after the low-hanging fruit. We know what we're doing. We have teams. We have meetings. We have good communication. It's none of those horror stories that you hear with other people. As a matter of fact, it's a good thing they're around. They make us look so good. It's more to the point of, is it what you should be spending your time on? If you're still struggling with in-house billing, you're the effect of a biller who goes out on maternity leave or gets sick or moves or resigns for whatever reason. You don't naturally have the ability to just step in, take over the billing, and nor should you be billing. If you're doing the billing and you're the owner and therapist of your own practice, you're in treason to your own group, because every minute, every hour you're spending on doing something clerical, non-clinical like that, you're not building your practice. You're not expanding your company culture. You're not enhancing the patient care experience. You're not encouraging mental thought and attitude that's 3 to 6 to 12 months out, because that's what you should be doing. As a CEO, you have to be creating 6 to 12 months in advance of today, not worrying about what's today's numbers like and what are you going to do next week. That is other people's job. That is your clinical director, your clinical manager, your office manager. That is your management team to employ them, train them, gear them up through management action plans that you put in each week to be accountable to the statistics and data and the 3-week trends of how the practice is going on a week-to-week, month-to-month. You, on the other hand, are the practice owner, the leader. You have to be more transparent, more communicative with your team about building the culture and leading them to the vision of what your ideal scene is. Because they win if your group is winning, then the individual members are winning. So a big part of that winning, it's kind of in 3 parts in my mind. Marketing and branding, driving new ponies into the door. Good customer care, good customer service, all the patient care experiences, high quality care outcomes, all of that through your clinical staff and non-clinical staff. And then getting paid for what you did. Because therapists don't have anything to do with billing. They actually treat the patient, write a note, and put on codes that reflect what they did in their note. Your billers pick it up from there, and then they finish it off. They're the last runner in the 4-person relay run. So if you have in-house billing, it's going to be a distraction from your other 2 aspects, building your brand and building your patient care experience. This is purely clerical. It's purely administrative. Outsource it. Just pay for what you need. Because if you're going to measure the metrics, and let's talk about some of those metrics, do you have the ability, the knowledge to know and enforce and encourage them to actually hit those numbers if they give you some pushback? So what are some of those numbers? Here's some of the most important ones. Your AR over 90 days old should be less than 15%. See, when I set up our billing company, Meg Billing Solutions, I set it up the way it ran for my clinic. I had 2 offices doing 850 visits a week. We were very busy 2 offices. We did very well because we got paid very well and on time very quickly with very few problems. Never had an issue because our billing was so solid. And then we started helping other people because it was so good. So I hold that bar really high on our billing division right now because I know how high I held it for my clinic, so I hold it to the same height for your clinic. You get the same experience that I got when I had my clinic. AR over 90 is one of the very first metrics. I want to see that under 20% of your total AR, absolutely, as a bottom number. But ideally, I want it less than 15%. So we hit a panic button if ever any one of our accounts go over 20% in AR. Now, let me just be fair and honest about that. We do have some providers that do a lot of auto claims, a lot of litigation, a lot of workers' comp. They don't pay very fast. They're not the fastest. So in those cases, and I don't want to be, not speaking the truth, in those cases, the AR may be a little longer, but they get paid more in full or closer to being paid in full. So it's a waiting game, but it actually works out for them once they get through the pipeline for the first year or two. So I just want to be as honest with you and truthful as possible so that you have the real data, the real life scenario of how it's going to go. But let's assume you're 1/3 Medicare, which is about normal. The rest is commercial and some private and some cash. You'll still have like 5% or less of auto litigation. That's kind of normal of your typical family practice. Those practices, I want the AR over 90 days old under 15%. The other thing we want to see happening, and again, every practice is a little different, but this is what we strive for, is making sure if I go from 0 to 30 days, like the amount of money that's due in 0 to 30, let's say it's $100,000. When I go 31 to 60, one step to the right, that should drop by 50%. When I go 61 to 90, I had to think of where I was, it should drop by another 50%. If it's not, and you're not dropping by 50% every time you take one step to the right in your categories of your accounts receivable AR, you have what we call AR rolling. Your balances are rolling. If you're outsourcing to a current billing company, this is a good way to know if they're going after low-hanging fruit or if they're actually working collections. They're actually, helping you get paid quicker, swifter. Their AR is going to roll. It's going to roll and it's going to grow and it's not going to drop by 50%. So use that to determine if you're in the good hands, if you're in good billing hands right now. So AR rolling, AR over 90 should be less than 15%. And then the days to getting paid, I like to see everybody paid within 14 to 21 days. 14 to 28 is the outside. We do not want billing to go so belabored that the date of service was a month and a half ago. That's not acceptable. We want to see you get paid as quickly as possible. Now, some of these insurers will play some games. It's a little bit out of our hands, but we definitely want to make sure that that's not the case. We definitely want to make sure that we're on top of that and the length of time to get paid is somewhere between 14 and 21 days. That's our goal. Appeals, denials, rejections. Here's another stat. Whenever those happen, and they happen for various reasons, they should all be reworked and repumped out within 2 weeks. So when the EOB officer, our cash posting officer, is posting cash and she sees or he sees that, hey, we didn't get fully paid on this, they need a plan of care, they need a signed script, they need, reauthorization, whatever they need, whatever they ask. It gets rebundled, repackaged, submitted, and we get that in process. Nothing should be sitting around more than 2 weeks. It should be actually touched quite quickly. Here's another stat. Billing should go out by 2 o'clock every single day, which means the clinician's notes must be done from the day prior by 9 to 10, the latest, the next day. I want to stress this in the biggest way possible because the ability for your therapist to see their patients 12 to 14 a day on average, get all the notes done and turned in by 9 o'clock the next day will keep your billing team fresh and fast and swift so you don't fall behind on your collections. Very important that you have that stat. That I guess that's more of a standard operating procedure. Have that in place. Okay? Really, really important. Other than that, it's just the nuances of your practice. I have a lot of practices that are all out of network. It's very confusing, very complex. We give them a very isolated team that does a lot of out of network type of clinics and helps them. We have clinics that have 50% cash and the rest is insurance. So they just do Medicare and maybe Blue Cross. And they're, hey, that's fine too. You're not going to pay us on the cash. You're collecting that over the counter. So whatever your situation is, however you're set up, whatever your concerns are, don't sit there and shoot it down. Talk to an outside billing company, whether it be ours or somebody else's. Talk to them. Have an assessment. See what their principles are. See what their operating policies are. Check some of their references. Make sure you know and like the people you're working with. They're handling your money. We're very good at transitioning people from one system to another. We're very good at moving people from one EMR to another. None of that is a worry. Don't let any of that bring you pause. But if your stats aren't doing well with some of the metrics I just gave you, then by all means, you owe it to yourself to be that owner and be the leader that you need to be to your practice and to your clinic and to your family and your community, and get better services. Get people who are going to care more, reach deeper, dig deeper, and don't fall into this play of, oh, hey, we are an EMR company. Oh, we have our own billing department. They're experts in our EMR. That's garbage. That's such a joke. They got a bunch of people in a cubicle who just pump out a bunch of stuff. They don't care about their job. They're not going to go the extra mile because they're working for a big company. And then they can charge you just a very low billing rate, but you're going to get what you pay for. Trust me, I see it 1,000 times. We get most of our people transferring from those companies to our company. I love them for their EMR. I don't see that they have the time, energy, effort, and attention, or the training or care or concern with all the people in their cubicles. They're just coming, hustling, doing their thing, going after low-hanging fruit and going home. You're another number. You're just another number in their bucket of the work they have to do today. It's not like that for us. We break our people into triangular teams. You are their account. You are their practice. They are your contracted service providers. You mean everything to that team. My people do not jerk all around and work all these different accounts. They just work their team accounts, and that's it. If that sounds good to you, music to your ears, you think it might be able to help you, by all means, reach in. You're not obligated to anything. We're not going to try and sell you. We're going to try and help you. If it's help that we just give you information and steers you in the right direction, fantastic. If it's help that we actually take you on and we work together, that's even better. So I know you can sleep at night because somebody ethical and with high integrity and a good track record of success is now doing your billing. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for listening to all 3 parts of our billing series. Stay tuned for more good tips and suggestions coming from us at Meg Business Management, Meg Academy, which is what I head up. We are going to be rolling out our virtual front desk. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about that very soon.